Hello everybody and welcome to Nathan on Shuffle and to my latest top 5 video where I give a top 5 list of a topic in progressive rock that my wife curates for me, and I just give a list off the top of my head and we see what comes out, and I use it as a springboard for you guys to give your thoughts in the comments below. Today's episode's maybe a little bit different than the typical top 5 because I'm talking about my own videos that I've been creating on this channel, so it's maybe a little bit self-indulgent to talk about this, but I thought it'd be a fun topic since a lot of you that watch these top 5 videos are also big fans of some of the other videos I put out, including the Prog Song Sunday / Jana Reacts videos that we do on the channel. So I wanted to give some voice to those episodes and talk about the 5 favorite Jana Reacts / Prog Song Sunday videos we've done this year. So before I get into that, please subscribe if you haven't yet. I'd appreciate that so much. It always means a lot to me to see my subscriber base grow on this channel. It helps give me confidence and know what's working on the channel. And just give a like or a comment on the video. It would really help the algorithm and help me in promoting my show. And so thank you guys so much for all of that. And let's get into it. So the top 5 Jana Reacts / Prog Song Sunday videos of 2022. Basically, if you're not familiar, I do a show with my wife where I'm introducing her to progressive rock music. You know, I'm the big fan of prog. I'm always talking about prog, but she's not. She's heard about different songs and stuff from me playing them in the background, but this is her first real dedicated listen to these prog songs. And we have tons of fun. We do a show every Sunday where we talk about a different prog song. We do an actual reaction and listening to it on film and then talk about it afterwards. And so I want to talk about the 5 ones that stood out to me. I looked through the list of Prog Song Sundays and Jana Reacts we did this year, and these are the moments that stood out for various reasons. So number 5, I wanted to talk about what we actually called New Song Sunday and the song Glass Hammer's All Alone. This came out on October 16th. This was fun for a specific reason because the band actually reached out to me and asked me if I would react to their song because they were putting together a music video of various music reactions in their own music video. So I was really flattered. I'm a big fan of Glass Hammer already. I was already planning on doing an album review for their latest album, At the Gate. So I was really excited to hear from them. And so me and Jana filmed a reaction video, and we framed it just like our typical Prog Song Sunday, just listening to it for the first time. It was a first listen for me, which is a little bit rare, but we had a lot of fun listening to it. It's a great little heavy track from their new album, and beyond just the song itself, I just really liked that experience of getting to film a reaction, knowing the artists themselves were watching and enjoying it and putting it in their music video as well. So just a really fun memory from the year that I wanted to mention, even if the track itself, you know, there was a lot of big prog tracks that we did throughout this year that I'd probably prefer in various ways just because they're prog classics. But this was just such a singular, interesting experience that showcased the channel growing a bit and being a little bit noticed by some of the artists that I actually cover on the channel. Number 4, I really enjoyed the Prog Song Sunday of Day of the Dreamer by Renaissance that we did. This was June 5th, maybe a bit of an obscure pick that maybe not everyone is aware of, but it was really the first song that transitioned us from Jana Reacts into Prog Song Sunday. Essentially, the reasoning is because I wasn't sure Jana Reacts was really capturing exactly what we were trying to do, because I wanted to emphasize that we're not really a reaction channel. This was just one facet of many things that we do on the channel, and we're not really known for our big facial reactions and that we're doing these big things with our whoa, this was mind-blowing and things like that. We just listen to the song very carefully. You know, we don't give a lot of big grand gestures, you know. So I don't know, calling it a reaction felt a little bit of a misnomer, and I didn't want people to get confused that we're the same type of reactors as other YouTube reactors. So I thought Prog Song Sunday would be a good transition because it's emphasizing that we're just listening to a prog song together. That's what I wanted to emphasize, that if you're interested in prog like we are, that it's a fun experience to come together once a week to listen to a certain track in progressive rock and discuss it. And then you can discuss it in the comments as well. So I thought that was a cool transition, and this song really marked that transition into that era, Day of the Dreamer by Renaissance. And it just ended up being a fantastic track, which I'd heard before, but really was brought into a new light listening to it on the show. And I think Jana really enjoyed it too. It's just a really cool classic prog track that I think is a bit underrated, in fact. So check out that one. At number 3, another Prog Song Sunday from around the same time. This was the Neal Morse Band's Waterfall from June 26th. And me and Jana just really loved listening to this track. Jana really connected to it emotionally. We talked quite a bit about the emotional impact of the track. And it's kind of interesting because it's not a very proggy track. It's a pretty straightforward singer-songwriter type track from Neal with some incredible harmony vocals. Neal Morse did that Troika album this year, DiVirgilio, Morse, and Jennings, which was very much in this Crosby, Stills, and Nash singer-songwriter type vein. And I think this is the kind of track that could have been on Troika. You know, it signals that style that Neal likes. That's this more singer-songwriter, Crosby, Stills, and Nash, harmony vocals, just a beautiful melody, and really great. And anytime we cover a Neal Morse track, I'm really excited on the channel, as is very evident. But I just thought this one was really special, and the episode itself was just really a good one. It was a shorter track. Jana really enjoyed it, and it was just really a special moment to be able to relive that and experience that. And it also was a track I heard them play in concert, and Jana was there too for the concert. So she had heard it in concert, but you know, it's not the same as a dedicated listen like we do on the channel. So that was one that stood out to me, maybe a little bit of an obscure track. At number 2, Jana Reacts episode to Genesis Supper's Ready. This happened March 20th. This was a track I'd been looking forward ever since we started Jana Reacts. I always wanted to see Jana's reaction to one of the big prog rock classics like this. This is one of the biggest tracks in prog history, maybe one of the top 3 progressive epics of all time. And she really did well with it. You know, we have a lot of banter about her not liking longer songs, but I like long songs. She's always hoping for a shorter song when we shuffle into whatever song we're choosing. I was really proud of her that she stuck along with this big epic, had a lot of really insightful things to say about it, enjoyed a lot of the different movements, and was really cool about it. So I really appreciate and respected her for that. Also, as some honorable mentions in the same vein, we covered part 1 of Thick as a Brick as well. We covered recently A Plague of Lighthouse Keepers from Van de Graaff Generator, which was really interesting and fascinating. Basically, somewhat of a Halloween type episode just because of the darker feel of the track and the subject matter. But I'm just really impressed with her when she's able to hang with these big prog epics, and I wanted to mention that as one of my favorites of this year. But my number 1 that really stood out to me is Yes's To Be Over that we covered earlier on. And what was interesting about this one, I'm always really excited to shuffle into a Yes song, but I'm always like hopeful that it's going to be one of their bigger epics like Gates of Delirium, Close to the Edge. We haven't covered those yet. And so I was a little disappointed when To Be Over came up in the shuffle, because I'm like, well, this is more of a shorter, smaller, less well-known Yes song. But it ended up being such a great episode because we really connected with it deeply. It's a great Yes song that I had underrated up to that point, and now I recognize as it's just really an incredible piece of the Relayer album. And Jana really paid attention to it, and she really honed in on the bass line of the song and really brought to mind how important Chris Squire is to the sound of that music. And so I was really impressed once again that she was able to pick out those moments. I believe we even went back into the song just for her to showcase that bass line that really impressed her in the track. So I really thought that was a great experience. It showed Jana taking in the music almost to a different level in my mind. And Yes, she always says that Yes is one of her favorite bands that we've covered, you know, maybe her favorite, ever since we did Roundabout, which is probably still her favorite prog song that we've covered on Jana Reacts. She just always enjoys her time with Yes, and so do I. So I thought that was a great one that we did this year. So please let me know in the comments. Maybe this is a little bit odd to ask for people to tell me what videos I did that they liked, but you know, if you're a Jana Reacts or Prog Song Sunday fan and have been watching these videos throughout the year, I'd be interested to see which videos you enjoyed, or if it's not the videos, just what songs that we've covered that you really love. You know, maybe your top a couple songs that we've done on Jana Reacts or Prog Song Sunday that really stick out to you as some of your favorite songs. So thank you guys so much for joining me. A little bit of an interesting diversion this week, but I thought it was fun to discuss. So thank you guys, and I hope to catch you in another video. Bye!